the consultant, we don't want to have a gap here. So when are you supposed to be leaving here officially?
Well, if TNEC didn't approve a change, it would be November 19th would be the last day.
So could we ask that with the board's permission, Mr. Seidler and others, could we ask that should TNEC say no, that part of the addendum is that you would start serving as consultant, if I may finish my statement, from November 20th, 2011 through June 3rd. Would you be accepted that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
So let me just change November 20th, oh, okay, November 20th, 2010.
Right, I'm sorry.
2011.
Thank you. So we've covered all.
And one other item, Mr. President, just as a clarification to the board. On item B on page 1, about the lease for the preschool space, just to clarify, should the board not approve that, then on page 4, there are 2 teaching appointments.
Numbers 1 and 3.
And 3, that specifically, unless I'm corrected by anybody else, by the superintendent or assistant superintendent, that if we don't approve that lease, we would not need to hire the appointments number 1 and number 3. Am I correct on that?
Ms. Superintendent, is he correct?
You're correct.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Assistant.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I just want to know if we can add this as an addendum. I'll try to do this. There was an email sent out by the attorney in reference to a request from one of the vendors about the lowering to the number of their contract or something. Does that have to be voted on, or does that, how does that work? Yeah.
Oh, if I may address that through the chair? I did receive an email from a vendor asking for a bond to be lowered. I did copy the board in my response, which I did tell that vendor to please direct it to his attorney, Mr. Becker. But, and then I did tell, you did all get that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're referencing?
Yeah, we were supposed to discuss it.
Yeah, we could discuss it if you'd like.
I just want to know, if let's say we want to approve it, does it need a motion?
Well, I would suggest, yes, you need a motion.
Okay, so
I would suggest you do it separately so it can be worded correctly. It is contractual.
Should we be discussing it openly?
Well, again, it should be in there. That's why I'm saying it shouldn't be part of this vote.
I know, my kid missed the bus.
Oh.
By 9 o'clock.
Okay, well, if you want to do it out here, you have a right to. Typically, we discuss contracts in closed session. You could do it out here, but I would suggest you do it as a separate vote so it's clear. I'm not trying to hurt it either way. So we now have we have an agenda as amended. Is there a motion to?
Can I make a motion? Clearly, I'm making this motion to vote on the agenda.
See,
and
he has
I don't
not.
want to insinuate anyway how I'm going to vote, because there obviously will be people who misunderstood.
I second that.
To vote on the agenda. All in favor to vote on the agenda?
Aye.
All right, now is there a motion? We have learned, we have come a long way. See that? You can't teach old dogs new tricks.
This is the deal. This is what's up. Does anybody want to move the agenda in its entirety? If not, whoever opens up the motion, I'll open it, but I'm not going to move the entire agenda.
Well, I didn't follow that.
All right, I'll make a motion to move the agenda.
Now we
No, to vote
No,
on
he
the
did.
agenda.
He did to vote. He clarified it.
And my motion, I have some items that I want to remove.
Can we have a discussion before we vote?
Well, he's in the middle. If I could just say one thing, he's in the middle. When it's second, then you have that discussion. Go ahead, Mr.
I'm going to let somebody else move it.
Okay, well, there goes that.
Through the chair? Yes.
I would like to move the agenda
As amended?
as amended, except for item B. What I would like to do, I would like to make item B, I would like to approve the agenda based on the approval of Ocean County Superintendent on item B, based on just receiving the superintendent's letters today and not having enough time to really study this. So I would like to go to Ocean County and have their superintendent approve this or not approve it.
Through the chair. So I understand what the board's voting on as board parliamentarian. Mr. Fink's vote is, or his motion to vote yes is, the agenda as amended. Item B is not part of that motion, but part of his motion is not to approve item B, but to send that item before voted on for approval from the Ocean County Superintendent of Schools. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Okay.
In a second, yeah.
And there's a second. Now there can be a discussion.
Does that,
It is in a second?
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said second.
No, I have a question. No, 1 second. I have a
There,
question.
there needs to be a second.
I'll second it.
Now, that's what I thought. Excuse me, gentlemen and lady. So, can I just make sure we're all following the law? There's a motion, as I read it, which would, and a second. Now, you may discuss to your heart's content.
I have a question to the chair.
Yes.
In cases, the Ocean County Superintendent gives a blessing and says, yes, you may go ahead. Do we have to come back and vote for it, or it's approved based on his approval? Do I have to come back and vote for it again, according to your motion, or
Yes,
if he
you
gives his
would.
blessing?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat that?
If he gives his okay, the Ocean County Superintendent, do I have to come back and vote? Or you're saying that?
Because he approves it.
It's approved contingent.
Fine.
You would have to.
No, he said no. Michael, what did you say?
the motion is to approve it.
Mike,
Contingent on.
What, may I ask this through the chair, because we have an obligation to all the students of
Yes.
Lakewood. What happens, I know that the Ocean County Superintendent of Schools loves Lakewood, but is there a time frame? What if he doesn't do it,
But if it takes a month or two to
right,
review,
right, what happens then?
Well, we can't.
Well, then
we
we'll
can't-
discuss it
you-
at next week's meeting.
You cannot dictate when we have something.
Well, I'm just bringing that out so no one says Michael
It's-
didn't warn us.
I hear you. The bottom line is that's it, that's the position, it's in the second. I don't think we can put stipulations on the superintendent, but I know that there are a lot of people who have a lot of weight with him here, and he would in fact probably see this and, make his response relatively quickly, hopefully. But at this point, this has been a very long discussion on this same issue for many, many, many weeks. I think this is a concession that I hope that everyone here can live with, and I would like for it to be called.
So now if we're clear, so there's a record, Mr. Fink's motion is to approve the entire agenda as amended, except page 1, item B, with item 1 only being approved if the Ocean County Superintendent of Schools approves item B. Is that what Mr. Fink, and only Mr. Fink can answer that, is that what he's saying?
Yes.
And
Did I misinterpret that, any board
No,
members?
you didn't, but I think you want to make sure that with his amendment, that the 2 positions that go with it are part of that.
Yes,
If
that is true.
So, good, then that's
So
what
you
you
can
want.
call that now, or
Call
no?
it.
Does anyone have any other comments on that? Seeing none at 8:40.
Call it, Mr. Fink.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Brunback?
yes.
Ms. Vecchia?
Yes, on the pending approval of
Yes, that's what it is. Yes.
superintendent, the
Which why
amendment,
would you send
yes.
this paper home
Mr.
yourself?
Seidler?
Just don't understand.
Never got my agenda to my house yesterday. Yes, I want to vote no on items, I forget it, yes.
Okay, is that a yes? We want to make sure.
Yes, even to next one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a negative.
Mr. Silva?
yes, but I cannot vote for C, D, E, F, G, and H. And the reason being is because there are many allegations and accusations about the company and its drivers, skipping stops, coming 45 minutes late, leaving children in the bus stops alone without their parents after missing the stops. Last week there was a driver who went to the dry cleaners, picked up his dry cleaning while he was leaving kids in the bus. And afterwards, he ran to the parents' home who complained about this to the district and threatened the mother for complaining and that he's going to lose his job. I think it's very irresponsible to give NEGWA any further contracts until this is dealt with.
I have a concern, a legal concern now that Mr. Silver has brought this in public. If these allegations, and they're allegations at this point.
I spoke to principals.
No, I'm not saying allegations. I'm not saying you're saying non-true things.
It's a separate issue.
Well, it can-
We're in the middle of a vote. I don't
Well,
think it was appropriate
actually-
for him to enter in that part of the discussion portion of, I mean, I might not be the best board parliamentarian, but I do believe that we are in the middle of a
You
vote.
are.
Mr. Isabel is entitled to say his opinion.
I am legal. That is true in Robert's rule.
I think it was you that I was concerned with that wasn't entitled to say your opinion.
All right,
You can
well,
definitely speak.
I'll wait till after this. I'll wait till after because
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Thomas?
yes as amended and no to C, D, E, F, G, H, and yes, everything else.
Okay, and Mrs. Lockton.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait.
Oh.
Mrs. Lockton, your vote on